Today we're on lesson 5.1 in our Go Math book. We're on page 229, and today we're going to break apart ones to subtract. The essential question is, how does breaking apart a number make subtracting easier? In this illustration right here, we have a number on the top. Those numbers are sums. The two numbers that are missing are addends. They want us to write two addends for each sum. Now, there's more than one correct answer for all of these. And if you know your math facts, this would make it easier for you. But we're just going to make sure that we choose a number to begin with that is less than the number that's on our top, less than our sum, and then figure out what else we need to add to that. So our sum is 7. So let's say we start with 4. What do we need to add to 4 to get to 7? So what would our two addends be? We would need a 4 and a 3. Our next sum is 9. So I need a number that's less than 9. So let's say we take 7. And what do I add to 7 so that we will get the sum of 9? 7 plus what would make 9? 7 plus 2. Our next sum is 5, so we need a number that's less than that, so I'm going to choose 3. What do we add to 3 to get to 5? If we put these two numbers together, 3 plus 2. Our sum is 6, so we need a number less than that, so we'll take the 5. And what do we add to 5 to get to 6? We add a 1. Our sum is 4. We need a number that is less than 4. Let's choose 0. If we have 0, what would we add to 0 to get to 4? We would add a 4. And our last sum is 8. We need a number that's less than that, so let's choose 6. What would we add to 6 to get to 8 so that we would have a sum of 8? 6 plus 2 would make 8. Flip your paper over, and we are on page 230. We're going to the top where it says Model and Draw. Now we have done this before, so we're kind of revisiting this again. It says to break apart ones and subtract in 2 steps. Start at 63. So here's our 63. We are going to work to get to the 10. So whether it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, we want to get to the 10 that is before this number. And if I look at 63, I can see that I have 3 ones. So I want to take those 3 ones away. I'm going to break apart that 7, so I don't have 7 anymore. And I need that 3, and then I have 4 left over because 3 plus 4 makes 7. The book doesn't show you this, but if you're one of my students, I want you to do this. I want you to circle the 63 and the 3, because we're subtracting here, and 63 minus 3 is 60. That takes us to a 10, to 60. So on our number line, they subtracted the 3. They went from 63 back to 60. Now, we still have 4 to subtract. So they counted back 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that takes you to 56, because 60 minus 4 is 56. So we're going to do that down here. I'm going to suggest that you do not draw on this number line so that you can use it for all of these and you don't get confused, but you can use it to count with to help you. So number 1 says 55 minus 8. So we're going to break apart that 8, because we see there are 5 ones here, and we want to take that back to the 50. So we have to subtract that. We break apart the 8 to a 5 and a 3. We don't have 8 anymore. And we're going to circle this. So 55 minus 5 is 50. Okay, that takes me to 50. Now I have 3 left to subtract. So I'm going to count back 3. 1, 2, 3. That takes me to 47. Number 2, 42 minus 5. So we can see that we have 2. We have to take away 2 to get us back to 40. So we break apart that 5 into a 2 and a 3. We don't have 5 anymore. we're going to circle this. And 42 minus 2 is 40. So now we're at the 40, and we still need to take away 3. So we're going to count back 3. 1, 2, 3. That takes us to 37. 41 minus 9. We're going to break apart the 9. What do we need here to take this back to 40? We need to subtract a 1. So we need a 1. And in 9, if you use 1, how much is left over? It's an 8. We're going to cross out that 9 because we don't have that anymore. And we're going to circle this. And 41 minus 1 is 40, because that's what we want to do, get back to a 10. So we're at 40, and then we're going to count back 8. Here we are at 40. So 8 takes us back to 32. 53 minus 6. We're going to break apart that 6. We want to subtract the 3 to get back to 50. What's left over from a 6? If we use 3, we have 3 left over. That one's a double. I'm going to cross out that 6 because we don't have that anymore. We have 3 plus 3. And we're going to circle the 53 and the 3 and subtract. 53 minus 3 is 50. Took us back to that 10. And we still have 3 more to subtract. So we go to the 50 and count back 3. It takes us to 47. 44 minus 7. I'm going to break apart that 7. And we see that we need to take away 4 ones. So if we use 4, what's left over from that 7? What do we add to 4 to get to 7? We add 3. Cross out that 7 because we have 4 plus 3. So we're going to use the 44 and we're going to subtract 4. That takes us back to 40. And then we have 3 more to subtract. Takes us to 37. And 52 minus 8. We're going to break apart that 8. You can see that we have 2 ones we need to take away to get us back to 50, so we're going to use 2. What's left over from that 8? If we use 2, 2 plus 6. I'm going to cross out that 8. Circle these. 52 minus 2 takes us back to the 50. And now we still have 6 to subtract. So we go to the 50 and count back 6. Our answer is 44. Let's go to the next page. So you are going to do the same thing here. It says break apart ones to subtract and write the difference. So they've already shown you, you're going to break apart the 7 and 8. I want you to make the lines on the 5, the 7, 7, the 9, 8, and the 6. So remember, each time you are subtracting the ones that are in your big number. So this one has 75. You're going to subtract 5. So what's left over? Here you're going to subtract 6. And what's left over? Don't forget to cross out this number up here because we broke it apart. You do not have 7 anymore. You do not have 8 anymore. You broke it apart into 2 addends. Do that for all of those. Then let's come down here to the bottom. It says write the differences and then write the next fact in the pattern. So we have 54 minus 5. Okay, is 49. If we have 54 minus 6, let's break this apart and get us down to 50. We need to subtract that 4. What's left over for that 6? 2. So circle those. 54 minus 4 is 50. And 50 minus 2 is 48. 54 minus 7, let's break apart the 7. We need to subtract that 4. What's left over from the 7? 3. And 54 minus 4 is 50. Minus 3 is 47. So let's look at this and see if we can find the pattern. 54, 54, 54. 5, 6, 7. The answers, the differences are 49, 48, 47. So they want us to write the next fact in the pattern. Each one of these starts with 54, so I know that I need to start with 54. Each one of these is subtracting. So we start with 5, we go to 6, we go to 7. What are we going to subtract? We're going to subtract 8. The answers, 49, 48, 47. What should this one be if it follows the pattern? 49, 48, 47, they are getting smaller by 1 each time. The answer should be 46. Let's look at this one. We'll figure out the pattern after we do some subtracting. So 81 minus 4 equals 77. So we're going to do 71 minus 4. We're going to break apart that 4, and we need to subtract that 1. What does that leave over from that 4? It leaves us a 3. So 71 minus 1 is 70. And then we have 70 minus 3. We could actually use this number line up here. 70 and count back 3 takes us to 67. We don't have that 4 anymore. 61 minus 4, we're going to break apart that 4. We're going to subtract that 1. What do we have left over? We have a 3, just like we did up there. We don't have that 4 anymore. 61 minus 1 is 60. It takes us back to that 10. And 60 minus 3, count back 3 from 60, is going to take us to 57. So now they want us to write the next fact in this pattern. So let's look at our beginning numbers. 81, 71, 61. What are they doing? What are they changing by? They are getting smaller by tens. 81, 71, 61, so this number would be 51. We're going to subtract, and they subtracted 4, 4, 4, so we're going to subtract 4. And let's look at the differences. 77, 67, 57, what are these doing? What are they changing by? They are also getting smaller by tens. 77, 67, 57. So this one would be 47 if we follow that pattern. And let's flip over to the last page. We're on page 232. We're going to do some problem solving. It says choose a way to solve, write, or draw to explain. So Cheryl built a toy train with 27 train cars. Then she added 18 more train cars to the train. How many train cars are on the train now? So this is asking you for a total. And if I look back at my information, she started her toy train with 27 train cars, and then she added 18 more train cars. So how many train cars are on the train now? You can just make a T over here and put your numbers in and add to get a total, and then put your answer here. Number 18, Samuel had 46 marbles. He gave some marbles to a friend and has 9 marbles left. How many marbles did Samuel give to his friend? So he started with 46 and he gave a bunch to his friend, and now he has 9 left. So how many did he give to his friend? So we can do exactly what we've been doing on the rest of the paper. We can start with 46. And we're going to subtract the 9 that he has left, to see how many he gave to his friend. So on this one, you are going to break apart this 9 so that you can take this back to a 10, take it back to 40, and then do your subtracting and get your answer here and here. And number 19, Matthew had 73 blocks. He gave 8 blocks to his sister. How many blocks does Matthew have now? Again, we're going to do the same as we just did on the last example. And 73 minus 8. So we're going to break apart that 8. And we want to take that 73 down to 70. So you need to subtract that 3. And then what else do you have left over so that you can do the rest of your problem? And when you have completed all of those, you are done with your assignment.